All right, you guys, if you're like me and you have a battery light that comes on, but you just put in a brand new battery, if that doesn't work, your battery light is on. Check this out. Check your alternator, my dude, because look at that piece back there. You see that? Totally burnt. So I had to disconnect the positive node right there to be able to replace that. So today, we're going to be replacing an alternator in a 2007 Ford F-150 STX 4.6 liter, and this is going to be the replacement. First thing you want to do is disconnect the battery. Usually on these types of Ford F-150s is an 8mm, so I'm going to be taking it off. Make sure you do low power so you don't strip none of your bolts or possibly tear that node off. Low power, 8mm. You want to take the cool air intake system off because it's right above it, and also give you more space. It's just another 8mm bolt right there, and an 8mm bolt back there, and then a connector right there. After that is off, then you want to disconnect the harness right here. Well, the brace, alternator brace, boom, boom. It's 4 bolts, 8mm a piece, and then you're gonna disconnect this connector after that. I'm trying to avoid disconnecting the radiator hose. You don't really have to. There should be enough space down in there to get to that piece down there, the piece that's in focus right now. Let me see. I'm gonna zoom in for you if I can, if these gloves will allow me to zoom in. Boom. That's really zooming good, guy. Okay, so that down there is your pulley release right there. Stupid Google Palm. Right down there. When you get the harness off, make sure you check the connectors, because you see that right there? That's bad. It was really bad. What you need to do for that is either one or two things. If you have it, change your wiring harness. If you don't have a wiring harness, take some electrical tape and wrap it around these individually. Not together, because if they touch together, then you're gonna get an electrical spark and it's gonna fry out even more. So just wrap them around individually. See, you wrap it around individually, each one, and then you wrap around the whole thing to insulate it. Then if your positive node is looking like this, take a brush to it, brush off that grime, and put some dielectric grease on it. And if you don't have a brush, you could use a washcloth and some WD-40. After you've gotten the serpentine belt loosened, which is just pulling it towards the right to loosen it on the Ford F-150 from the front angle, then you have these bolts down there. I'm glad these guys made it easy. It's only 2 bolts in here. You loosen those bolts, you lift out your alternator. Be back in a couple. As you can see, we didn't need to take the coolant hose off to be able to lift it out on a Ford F-150 because the bay is large enough. And now it's time to get this beauty on there. Next step after you get it in is to tighten these 2 bolts right there. That bolt. And there's an adjacent bolt on the other side. Don't tighten it too tough. Tighten it to 30 foot-pounds. Make sure you put your harness back, your bracket back down, and put some dielectric grease on the top. I put the grease on the top to make sure that it doesn't get infected by any other fluids. Put the brace down. Now time to put the serpentine belt back on. Bolts are in.